Hello there and welcome to the new video, and the topic that I'm going to show you in this video is from my new book, which is Ultimate Guide of Finding Missing Values and Non-Missing Values in Python. This book has 25 different scenarios, which is very common to day-to-day work requirements of finding missing values. And as you can see, the list starts from 1 and goes till 21. So why I'm saying 25 is because some of these have their subtopics like 4, 4.1, 6, 6.1. So overall, these are 25 different scenarios of a common day-to-day requirement of finding missing values. You can pause the video and review the topics that you can find in this book. And the respective code and everything you will find in this Jupyter notebook. So book is nothing but this entire Jupyter notebook where you have the title and their respective code for each solution. And the link to get this book is present in the description. Alright, so let me show you the very first step that is related to the book, which is displaying null in each row. So in the entire data set, we want to find out wherever the null is present and we want to say true or false. Wherever the non-null values are present, we will say false, and wherever the null values are present, we will say true. And I will show you how to reach out to that specific one, because I know this data set which I'm using, sales.xls. You can use any data set. The command which I will show you will going to work with any data set or any data that you are using. So for that, first let's go ahead and execute this, and let's execute this, and let's create a cell over here for this first step or the first recipe, displaying null in each row. So we have the sales object or the sales file over here, and it has the one of the columns is having the missing values, and I'll show you in a minute what I meant. So first thing is just to check the data, sales.head, and what you get is the multiple columns and multiple rows, like you have row ID, order date, so on and so forth up until the ship date, right? And this particular column, product base margin, is something which is having the missing values. Okay, so now in this data set, I want to display here false if it is not null or true if it is null. So in this case, wherever the value is present, false will come, and wherever the value is missing, true will come, so that we can do further data processing. All right. So what we will going to do, we will going to use one of the pandas method or pandas data frame method, which is null. Null is a boolean method which basically says or returns true or false based on wherever the value is present or not. So let's go ahead and execute this. So once you execute, you will see that all the values which were showing earlier is now converted into the false or true value. Okay. And if you will see, by having a glance, you will not see any true, because it's not that the entire data set is having missing values, but a particular column or a group of columns and an intersection with the rows or a particular cells are having the missing values. So I happen to know that in product based margin, row number 23 is having missing values. So let me show you that. So if I show you product.isNull, and I will use another method, ilog, and I want to show first 25 rows and all the columns. So 0 to 25 indicates that I want to show the first 25 rows, and this colon indicates all the columns. So once I execute this, you will see it is now changed. Now from 0 to 24, which is the 25 rows, is coming. Okay, and here if I go on the right hand side, you will see that this particular row is true. Okay, so this is product base margin, and I know that this particular row is true, and that's why I wanted to show you the impact of isNull over here. So isNull basically converts all the values that you have in your data set either into a true or false, and now with the help of the loops or with the if condition or any condition that you have in place, you can basically check or process the data based on whether it contains the value or it has a missing value. So it's a very important and a very interesting method of converting all the values of the data set into a true and false, and we can do a further processing of data. So this and similar many other tips and tricks you will find in this recipe, where I have shown how based on a different scenario you can find null values. So I hope you will find the book valuable, and the link is present in the description if you want to get it.